just have an open space to learn, because in this space I will not giving you many knowledge. Of course I will give you knowledge, but then at the same time I also gonna give you the space so that you can brainstorming and you can working on your entity also, so that you can have deeper understanding, and then I can also feedback for you. So welcome to you to the first workshop of our project. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, please give me some reaction. Oh, nice. Okay, so right now, right? I just maybe I can have like 2 or 3 people to share, like especially who is not usually coming from the marketing commission. You can open your mic and then you can share like who are you, and then what do you expect to get from this workshop. Okay, wanna you can open your mic and share. Someone or anyone, you can share what do you expect from this page.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so hello, this is Vishal. I'm from Isaac in Jalandhar, and I'm attending through EST from New Zealand as a video content creator, and this is like my first workshop for designing, and I'm very excited to learn more and how the thing goes in this in Isaac or some other thing. Just wanted to explore more. That's all. With this, I check in.
Nice. So you want to explore the things. Nice. Anyone else? Other EST or other product people? One more? Okay, it's fine. Oh, okay. So maybe when you see the invitation to this meeting, or no, to this workshop, you may expect that, oh, this is the workshop about the digital marketing. So you expect to exploring what's gonna be including and what's gonna happening, and also, I think that most of the marketing when you coming here, you also expect to get the knowledge about how you can start doing on the digital mapping and also development plan, so that you and also your EST can be on the same page about what we need to do in the upcoming time. And also, when I design this page, I also expect that this is something that not giving you like 100% of what you want to asking, but then it can give you a guiding to let you know that where you can start and where you can start learning more and more, depend on the thing that you want to exploring. So before we start, right, I just want to have a quick checkup. So you can type in the chat that who here that you need to have a deeper understanding about the digital ecosystem before we start, or maybe who here haven't read the material, who read the material that I sent for you, but you don't understand much and you want to have deeper explanation about it. And I also want to know, like, is there any people here, any team marketing here already start working on your plan for digital marketing? So you can type in the chat and I can see. Okay, now I will check. Oh, I see someone want to check in. I already read, start planning on mapping. Nice. So Myanmar already read and already start on mapping. I read, the fuck, repeat, you basically copy. Okay, nice. I have read, but I haven't started. Okay, got it. How about other entity? I have read, but haven't started. Okay. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. I want to send the fuck. Mix of both 1 and 2. So you read, but you want to explore more input about it. I read that and need to execute. Oh, yes. Okay. So what I can understand from most of you here is you already go through the material, but then you also, some of you already starting, but then you also want to have a deeper understanding about it, right? Okay, then in this session, I will go through about the big, I will let you see more about the big picture, and then I can let you decide the path of growing that you want. And then in the upcoming workshop, we're gonna go in deeper in every platform that you want to develop later. So in this today, the three things we're gonna finish is first we're gonna working on the digital marketing. So in this part, I'm gonna give you a time to reflect on your current state, and then we're gonna go through with either digital campaign and with digital KPI, and how we can fill in the gap. Also, we're gonna have the time to working on the digital development plan. I think it's gonna be very simple, but at the same time, it's gonna giving you the direction on how much capacity you need right now to growing and to develop. And the last part, I will have a open space, very long, so that we can discuss about. You can asking and Q&A about what next, and also the asking about the digital marketing where you can start. And if you haven't read this material, you can, if you don't know, you can go to this link. So everything's after this part and every training, I will update in this material. You can always come here to check to check all of the how say the key knowledge and the material about the projects. And for the resource hub, also gonna be updated here also. Now, so I think we can start. So for the digital ecosystem, right? I think that some of you already see the image of what is it gonna look like. Basically, what the definition of them when we finish this project is in the last big picture, we can see that every channel that we are planning and we are building are connect to each other. But then also at the same time, this all of the channel is optimizing and not only connect but also optimizing so that we can deliver the best customer experience for everyone. And also it's allow us to audit and measure the performance because we every year we always need to optimize testing and then measure it again so that we can scale up the performance. And also one very important thing is one digital market when the digital ecosystem can be the most strongest when it can show the strong connection between the pay O and on platform. So usually I can see that we have the earn only or we don't have the earn platform, or sometimes some entity gonna focus too much in the pay but then you don't build up the O one. So right now if because I know that some of you haven't know about the big picture of digital ecosystem, so I will show you in this picture. Yeah, so I can say it again. So the digital ecosystem is the core thing of this part is the marketing strategy that you want to striving for, and the marketing strategy is coming from where do you want to heading for the marketing of the country. For example, you want to make your entity focus in the object product, or you want to have a B2B have a strength in B2B as well, or you want to have a strategy in spreading raising awareness in the market and reaching outreach to the market. For example, the content marketing and the data analysis gonna be the core thing that decide the rest of the digital ecosystem, because based on every data that you have just researched and based on every state of the customer, the content strategy gonna be something reflect on the customer experience in that phase. And it's going to reflect based on the data also. So we can see how we can do the content marketing in a more strategic and purpose way. And the attract, the nurture, convert, advocate is the basic experience of a whole funnel of a customer. And usually marketing is we are not just stop being at the sign up. We are doing something before the sign up, and like during the sign up, during the approval, and after they have the experience. Marketing gonna happen in every time, and the experience gonna happen in the whole customer flow. So to nurture for this part, we're gonna have the pay platform. Basically, the pay is everything that you need to invest, and you need to giving the access, giving the money so that you can get you can get the result that you want. And usually you can see that it's gonna including the social ad, the pay ad, the pay search ad, which is SEM, influencer marketing or display ad. It's gonna be similar with the web banner or reward, which I'm gonna show you the picture later. And the old platform is the website, the landing page that you're having, the social media, the email platform, and also in some company they're gonna have the application, so that the application, especially in the e-commerce company. And then the on platform is the platform that you can get the content from the other people when they talk about you. And this is not the platform, it's different from the old platform. Is in the old platform you can design everything happen in this platform, but then in the on platform sometimes it's because if people talk about you, so sometimes it's you cannot control it. But then this is a much trustful platform that can allow you to get the credit from the audience. Mm. And we what we are aiming for at the end of this project is you can have like 70% of the whole funnel that can be handled by marketing. Because this is something that not only me, but then also when I talked with Lorena, and also last year, we also see that actually in the future, marketing gonna take care a lot of part in the customer flow, and even we're gonna manage the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, or even we're gonna support the sales team in the activity to support for the sale and approval. So if we can start shipping right now, then it's gonna be impactful in the future. Um, okay, then right now maybe you gonna asking about you want to know deeper about every platform, right? So I will spend this space to explain for you a bit more about the platform, because what I'm just saying right now is just the overall one. So in the paid platform, you can see that the overall of the paid platform is how say the root core of no the core of this platform is the digital media. So digital media is a targeting tool for us in especially when we want to run any kind of targeting marketing strategy. And digital media is kind of similar with advertising in the past, but then right now it's happened in the digital channel, and it's allow us to reach the right target in the right time with the right message, basically. So by this way, we can measure the campaign performance very accurate. And remember that in the paid platform, the power of the paid platform and as well as the digital media is the mass communication to drive the mass traffic to the old platform. So which means that when you start working in the paid platform, you may not expect to get a high conversion from the paid platform, but then you can expect to have a high traffic of the customer knowing about us from the paid platform. And the paid platform, how is it look like? In the paid one, right? You usually you can as I told you, we're gonna have the social ad, the short, the sponsor content, the online ad, the mobile ad. Mm. And usually in the paid platform, it's very important for you to look into the cost of the paid. So this is the key KPI that whenever you want to working on the paid platform, you need to look into. I would recommend you to look into CPM and CPC as the most important one. And there also one KPI, which is CTR, click-through rate, which I will explain for you. The CPM is basically when you run any kind of ad, especially in the social ad, you CPM is, which means that the time that Facebook or other platform gonna charge your money. For example, if your content can reach 1,000 impressions, then that is the time that Facebook gonna charging you. So cost per mile or cost per 1,000 impression is the meaning of CPM. Sometimes why CPM is how say why usually a lot of people use CPM is because it have the CPM can show you the best benchmark for whether your content is relevant, whether you reaching the right people. If the CPM is super high, more than the country benchmark, which means you are not running a good ad. And if the CPM is lower, then which means you are running a good one. And the CPC is also something related to the cost per click. So how many people click into the ad?
Nia, I have a question.
Yes. Mm.
There was something called cost per lead also, right? CPL.
Cost per lead,
Yes,
CPL.
CPL,
Uh,
cost per lead.
yeah. So cost per lead is similar with the cost per action, CPA.
Okay, okay.
Mm. Yeah. So CPC is CPC is basically when you run the ad and when people click in it, you're gonna get charged. Yeah, and then Rivit asked me about the cost per lead, and yeah, cost per lead is the cost per action. So which means that when we get it, we mean we already acquisition the people. Usually in this case is people already finished the sign up, and we calculate how many people already finished the sign up, and we measure. But then in this case, these three KPI is very hard to measure. So I would recommend you to focus in these two. Okay. Yeah. And this is the term of the base platform that maybe you're gonna ask about what is the term about it. So impression. Usually in the impression is the term we use for social ad, which is the Facebook or Instagram ad. And in this time, it's showing how many times that your ad appear on a website or a new feed. And impression, the way of measure impression is changing every, how say, every month. Like last time, like Facebook, it's really depend on how Facebook or YouTube or Google want to change their method of measuring. So just keep yourself updated on this part. And the click, after they see your ad, how many people click. So if we got the number of click divide for this KPI, then we're gonna see the engagement rate, which is click-through rate. So it's basically that showing you from the ad you are running, how many people click into it. So if the click-through rate is lower, which means that your ad is running effective. No, if the click-through rate is higher, sorry, if it's getting higher and higher, then which means your conversion is high and you are running a good ad. But if it's getting lower, then it's gonna be not an effective one. Yeah, and then usually this is the type of the base platform that you usually see. So in the social, you can see that there's a lot of type of the social ad here. This is on the LinkedIn. As you can see, we can have the ads happen here, or in this line, in this bar. In Facebook and Instagram, we can usually see the ad in this part or the ad in the new feed. And for the short ad, you usually in the short ad, you can see that there are two places the short ad appear. This is which one and this one. This is SEM, and the one who here, which is not from the ad, it's SEO. And in the web panel, right, you also see that there's a lot of type of web panel that basically each web panel is like you go to the website and then you see the web panel appear in the top of the website, or you see it in the right side of the website, as you can see here. Or sometimes in some place they're gonna use the pop-up ad, and this ad is, how say, it's usually more expensive, but then it's gonna got more impression. And recently, there's a lot of people invest in the YouTube. So in the YouTube, you're gonna have the reward ad, which is, as you can see that you usually get annoyed by this ad, and it's appear when you want to start to see a video. And the last one is the sponsor content. So this is the example of the like people on YouTube or people on social in media talking about our brand and our product, for example. Okay.
What would the difference between like sponsored content and paid ads on this?
The different, right? So for the paid ad, we working with the method of Facebook or Google, so that we can get the result appear randomly. So for example, when you go to the Facebook and then you go through the new feed of Facebook, you're gonna see the ad, right? But then for the sponsor content, this is something that we need to work with public relation, with the media like newspaper, the television. We need to work with a lot of, how say, basically the public relation. And then when you work with them, you're gonna put PR with them, and they're gonna post about you. Mm. Yeah. So this is about the base one. In this part, I want to ask: do you have any? Is it clear for you? Mm. Do you have any concern for the base one? Okay. Then I will go very quick on the second one, is the O. So for the O is something I think you already know about it. From the O, the difference between the base and the O1 is the base one, basically you're gonna drive the mass traffic, right? But then for the O1, is the platform for you to talk about the on-brand content. And usually in the old one, you're gonna have the website and the social. So basically, you need to understand that the old platform is your house, and you need to build the house very, very perfect so that the customer, when they come here, they're gonna have a good experience. You can have like website, you're gonna have email, content, marketing also a part of the old things, and you're gonna have a social channel like Facebook, Instagram. And the role of the website is usually about branding acquisition, about brand experience and measurement, and also for the social. I would like to clarify that the role of social is to have a conversation between you and the customer. So sometimes we misunderstanding between different platforms. So we use social for advertising too much, for example, or we use social or we use website to how say with the wrong purpose like awareness or reaching out the traffic. But then actually in the social platform, in the like basically your front page or your Instagram account, it's the time for us to increasing the conversation between us and the customer, and from here we're gonna convert them. And last but not least is the earn one. So the earn one is something that you're gonna get. It's basically a type the word of mouth marketing. But then right now it just become more advanced in the digital era, and then you're gonna have different way to do word of mouth. It's gonna including a lot of things like community, and in the community you actually have like the internal community, which is your Facebook group or your WhatsApp, your Telegram group, or we can also have the external community where not only that you interact with them in the Facebook group, but then you also gonna interact with them in social media, and then engaging with them after their experience. And also user generate content is how we're gonna threading out the content about testimonial on the word of mouth, having the discussion on the social channel about among the people already go on a chain with you, for example. SEO is one of the very important part of the earn platform, but then in this part, it's gonna be very technical for you to do the SEO, because the first condition to have the SEO, you have a strong website. Mm. Yeah. So in this part, right, this is the general understanding about the difference between the channel. Now, mm. Now I want you to have a space for yourself so that you can start thinking about, okay, let's look at every experience that let's look at the whole explanation about different channel and different platform. Then what is the best platform, what is the best digital experience that you want to make for the customer? I can share with you one example here is I can share with you some case practice so that you can know how company they also work on it. Do you hear the sounds? No, right?
There is a simple science behind happiness. When you create a unit of happiness for someone, an increase of happiness is experienced by both participants. This consequently triggers a reciprocal response, leading to ever greater measures of happiness. Introduce this chain reaction to a network of recipients, and the effects become exponential. As a brand dedicated to making the world a happier place for their 100th birthday, Coca-Cola applied this science to somewhere that isn't always so cheerful: social media. We wanted to find the people creating happiness online and encourage them to make more of it. We began by using custom-built listening software to analyze what was making South Africans happy. We then categorized all our findings into data sets. Using these data sets, we generated a library of over 300 relevant customizable responses. We tracked our database of hashtags and surprised the happy makers with bespoke Coke messages. Designed as content, these responses included images, GIFs, and a customizable happy birthday music video that dynamically stitched your name into the lyrics.
Hey, Adrian. A little bird tweeted that it's your birthday, so we wrote you a song.
All of these responses were designed to be rapidly personalized. Exposure was maximized by targeting influencers that met both our quantitative and qualitative criteria. In the 3-month lifespan of our campaign, we had a social reach of over 22 million, a retweet rate of over 70%, augmented our fan bases exponentially, and increased the average person on social media's exposure to happiness by 200%, all proving that happiness is a science.
Okay, yeah. So I do one video that is showing the connection. Like how say a good example of how a digital experience gonna give you the best result. So what you can see from the video is basically that people they analyze the customer experience, which is analyze the data that I'm just showing you, and from the data that they create, they're gonna have the content marketing, and from here they're gonna focus in the tactic about like social media content. They're gonna have increasing the engagement, and also at the same time they're gonna use the tactic of influencer. So it doesn't mean that we need to use every tactic on at the same time, but then we're gonna see which tactic is the best in this situation, in the best in the campaign, so that based on that we're gonna utilize the tactic we want to that's gonna be achieve the best for the campaign objective. Right now, so let me see. So right now, before I'm talking about the digital KPI and also the digital campaigns, I would like to have a space with you that you're gonna work on your own. And in this space, I want you to have a space to draw your own digital experience of you and the customer. The first part you can think about that what is the first touch point you want to have. If, for example, imagine that you are the young people, right, and in the market, and what is the first touch point that you want to have? What is the second touch point that's gonna make you impressed? And what kind of touch point what kind of experience that's gonna make you interact and engage with this platform? And because I know that you understand your market the best, so you can think on you can think on what kind of behavior of young people in your market, and from that data you can think about what can be the experience that I want to, if I'm a customer, I want to deliver. Okay, and from the experience that you have, you're gonna see, okay, then in this experience, what kind of channel gonna contribute to it. So this is one of the example that which channel gonna contribute to the experience. So for example, in the awareness, which I just showing you that awareness is we gonna use a lot in terms of paid platform. And in this page, you can see that people using the web banner, the display ad, or influencer of the ad, for example. But then maybe this is not the case in your entity. Then what gonna be the whole experience that you want to design, and what is the channel that you want to that's gonna be serving the best for these people. Okay, so this is gonna be the first step for us in the digital mapping. You can come here and then you can copy this part for your entity, and then you can decide it on how you want. Like you can like the stage one is like awareness, or the stage one is something, and then the second stage is like engagement, acquisition, loyalty, for example. And then in every stage, what is the channel that you want to put here in this stage? Okay. So do you have any question for this? In this part, right, I will send you a link, so that if you are if you are coming from one entity, you can you can choose any link you want, and then you can come to the link together, and you can discuss in your space. But if you want to discuss with some other entity, you can also text them, and then you can go to another link of Google Meet with other people. And I will let you have like around 10 minutes, so that you can design your own digital experience. Got it? Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can. Okay, if it's okay, then you can start going. You can go into the link. I will send you the link to this one also. And yeah, let's start. Um, do you want to work on your own or do you want to work? No, you don't leave this page. Just stay here. Oh shit. The Vietnam one just you can stay here. I will mute this group and then you can go to another meeting and you can talk in another meeting. Okay? Mm. When you have a question, you can type here so that I can answer. But don't speak. Yeah.
Hi, Nee. I'm sorry I'm kind of left out. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So we copy the sheet to our own and then we edit that, right?
You can copy directly here.
Oh, there. Okay, thank you.
Okay. You have done or not done. Okay. Are you on here? Oh, Thailand done. Are you on here? Hello. Nice. Okay. Cool. Now, we already have a space for everyone to working on your digital experience. I just want to hear some people from you to share what have you think in your mind or what have you discussed, and then can you explain a little bit about just very quick about your digital experience and the logic why you build like this, so that other people you can give feedback and you can give suggestion for this entity. Okay. So who can go?
Share about this one, right?
Mm.
Okay.
Thailand.
I am from Thailand. So right now in Thailand, we only have Facebook page and Isaac in Thailand Instagram. We run minimum for Facebook ad, like, and also SC group. Yeah, we have SC group. Is okay. So I'm using the 5A models to analyze about the experience of the customer, and then for the awareness, there will be Facebook ads, a little bit this explore about Google ads, and then the website. It will be covered for 3 stage, but for SC group, it's always covered for like the whole five stage because uh, mainly LC want to by themselves more than like use MC page and stuff. So it's like specific for Thailand to include LC groups for all stage, and then for the action the customer can be like the buyer for the product or like joining for become other members. So another channel will be email, but I'm not sure right now for Facebook and Instagram and also the website for action stage. Um, yeah, and for the advocate, um, there will be the Facebook, Instagram, also website, of course, like blog or like some sharing from EP, returnee, or like even Azekers, and still LC group at the influence page and group because the people they want to have a small community about the opportunities. Yeah, that maybe a little bit adjust in the future. That's all.
Nice, thank you. I have a question, right? You both have two action, one buying, one joining. What is the difference? And what do you
Oh, yeah.
choose email?
Okay, the action. So it's different for like for the email. It's different for categories. I mean, like action, the buying action is for the product or like GV or something. But action for joining is like
Ah,
for potential members. Yeah, it's
mm,
different. No, sorry, It's different category, but in the same stage.
Got it. Anyone, you have any question or feedback for this one? No question? Also no feedback for your friend? Okay, it's fine. Now I also want to have like another people to also share about the logic that you are thinking and how you working so far. Okay, can maybe one more entity share?
So I want to understand Indonesia's thing. So if they can explain.
Oh, Indonesia.
Okay, so hi.
Wait. Okay, here. Okay, go.
Okay, so this is actually the map that I have made. So the gray one is physical marketing, and it's not a digital experience. But because Indonesia is, in the past years, Indonesia was strong in physical marketing. So I also put that on the funnel. But I color it gray because it's not a digital experience. So the first one is social media. So our strong social medias in Indonesia are Instagram and Twitter. And so those two is gonna be the main social media that we're focusing on, and also it will be strengthened by the social media ads. The first we haven't tried it. I mean, like in this past few years, we tried, but not periodically. And but this year, we hope that we will do it periodically, especially in Instagram. And also, we also have our own websites this year, and this is to actually this website used to actually so people can understand the what is ISAC more and about the products and about well, it's actually can be used for wider things. For right now, we use it for join ISAC, but for the digital experience for customer, we will it's not gonna be as far from the ISAC global ISAC international website. It's gonna be like just like that, so people that could know the information and everything. And on the website, we will also direct to the landing page in ISAC international for the application, for the sign up. Sorry. So I have the gray arrow to the landing page, and also after that, after the customer are signing up, so and we have the data of those people, we also will from the national team will directly give the uh the LC will actually handle it by themselves by the community management group. So then they will have the conversion from the sign up, how they can do the applications. They will do the lead nurture there. They will send like educational poster and everything. We will give the LC suggestions, but the one who will actually do the activities is the LCs. And also from application to completion, it will all go back to LCs. But after that, LC will support us, the national team, to produce content when they have like a unique stories from EP, for example. So then we can actually have the testimonials from EP to then be used again for our social media and our website. So yeah, that's it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Indonesia. Do you have any question for them?
I have a question. In we have the same LC community management about like group. Like LC also have like group and Facebook group, but I wanna know how can you manage the like group from manage the content, how they engage the customer to the content.
So actually, in Indonesia, about the lead nature itself, it's the OGX job descriptions. It's not marketing, but I can tell you just a little about that. So we have like kind of a suggestion on how LC can convert them. For example, they have to provide the information about the LCs or the countries that they can go to, or our IR partners, that we have this suggestion about the project that might be the EP can go to or can apply to. And also we track the day, what is it, the apa day, the
Apa?
we uh, we also track the day, the you know how many days, the process time. Yeah, we can we also
Oh,
manage the process time, so then we can track which EPs are actually taking a longer time than the others. So yeah, and we need to do like specific activities to those EPs. Yeah, just things like that. But it's back to OGX job description. It's not our job description as a marketing.
Mm, I see. Uh, okay. Do you have any question, or is there any entity you want to present your results so that you can get the feedback? I can have one more. South Korea. Oh, are you too shy? Just SC.
South Korea, South Korea.
South. Yes.
Okay. Um, actually, we still haven't finished yet. Yeah, basically, like, the one we plan is for the awareness stage. The only like the channel we are focusing right now is only IG, because Facebook, the South Korean people don't really use the Facebook. So, um, for awareness, the paid Instagram ads and the influencer marketing, and for the interest like LC community platform, which is the very new platform in South Korea, and the school, the official website, and then the Naver like SEO search, and the Instagram, the LC channel as well. And for the consideration, the CLP and the consultancy space that is made by the LC OJX side, and for the still the lead nurturing like email, the regular auto, and they can also go to the CLP and go look more about more information. And after that stage, like engagement and experience, like it can be with the OJs, like the customer service, more like the EP management. And then after they came back from the uh, exchange, the advocacy state, like sharing testimonial in Instagram, and then like sharing the booklet in the university about the EP testimonial. Yeah, actually, that's all.
Nice, thank you. Okay, here I see some entity like Malaysia, New Zealand in progress, Indonesia, Vietnam, Cambodia. Yeah, Sri Lanka also. Okay, so
I'm not able to find Nepal. I had the sheet ready.
oh, yeah. Can you copy here later? Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it later.
Later. Okay. And Philippines also. So I see that this entity you all kind of already finished the digital experience that you have. Just a very quick debrief on this part. First, um, what you can see from this activity is actually there's a lot of different. So for example, in the product team, right, we're gonna have the customer flow, uh, attraction, consideration, blah blah blah. But then actually in the marketing side, before attraction, we actually have a lot of stage that we need to do in the digital experience. And awareness for marketing gonna be very different. Like awareness gonna be including a lot of tactic and also a lot of platform, and also converting in social media or converting in website also gonna be different for marketing. So as a marketing people, when you think about this part, my recommendation is let's look at the customer as a big picture, even before you get the sign up, and also after you they finish the experience, so that you can see is there anything you are missing in the digital experience. From the thing that you are missing from the experience, then you can I would like to say there's no a fixed one that which one gonna be better, but then after that, after you already decide this part, and then you're gonna experience and you're gonna lead them into this experience, and then you're gonna measure, and then you're gonna see whether you are running good or not. For example, after the time that you are running this, you are running based on this model, but then you see that oh actually the customer have a different flow, and the conversion rate in this flow is not optimized, then it's the time for you to adjust it and connect the platform in a different way. Also, next, I also want to let you see that actually the role, but then our role is not just about building the stuff right now. Everything that you just build here, I also cannot tell you is it correct or not. But then what you build here so that you can you just build and you can look at the big picture, right? And that reflect now this is the ideal big picture that you want to achieve, but let's reflect on the current situation and the current capacity, also the current performance of every channel that you are having. You also share with me in the last survey about the current context, and then from here our role in at the end of this project is filling the gap. So basically is how we can reach the state for some, and how we can reach the state is going to be measured by the connection between the platform. As I say, the connection between the platform and whether is it connect to each other in the technical way, whether the business manager is set up, whether the Google Pixel, whether the Facebook Pixel is connect to each other and connect to the website or landing page. Did you have the global aies Pixel or not, for example? The second is when we fill in the gap, we need to measure and calculate the KPI and also measure the objective. So now how we can reach the state, I will share with you a little bit about how you can think and how you can start working on filling the gap. Okay, actually it's very easy, right? Filling the gap. Okay, so as I just mentioned with you that for the different platform, the base one is to drive the mass message and the traffic. So the most important role of this platform is acquisition. So when you want to think of, when you want to start working on any kind of strategy that like get more people know about you, then the paid platform is the best channel to do it. The old platform, which is the website, the social media, that everything that you are controlling in your hand, the email, is something that it provide your customer the on-brand experience and engaging content. So the old platform gonna work the best for conversion and retention strategy. So which means that when you want to convert these people into the next step of the startup, or you want to lead nurturing, then the old platform is the answer for you. And the last but not least, in the earn platform, the earn platform is basically that how you can socialize the brand efforts into the conversation and the interaction with external people, like people talk about you. And the most important role of this platform is the retention and the growth strategy. So you can keep people loyalty in this part and lead nurturing in the earn platform, and also you can use this one to grow in the future based on the advocate strategies for the advocate strategy. And when you set up the ecosystem, which is the first part that I'm saying, that when you the ecosystem gonna be finished first if you can connect to each other. And when you start to set up the thing, you need to know that you need to start with the old platform first, not the pay or not the earn, because the old platform is basically you can eat the play that deliver the brand experience that you want to design for your customer. It's basically that you need to design your house. And if your house is not beautiful, if your house is not big enough, if your house is not beautiful, people not gonna be impressed and they don't follow you. If your house is not big enough, then for example, the website is not strong enough, then people not gonna come, the traffic gonna be lesser and people gonna go back. Like we cannot get into the platform. Like what you usually complain about asset art in the past. And if your house is not interesting, interactive, and the content in the house is not beautiful, and the design not beautiful, then the people, the customer experience also not gonna be good, and they're gonna not gonna stay in your house. So everything, if you want to start with the digital ecosystem, you need to start with building a good house, measuring are you having a good house or not. And then after you have the house, then you're gonna start with the pay one, because in the pay one, this is something that can help for you in very short time. The strength of the pay platform is very short, very targeting right into the one that you want to you target. And it's like after you build the house, you need to invite people to come to the house. And the last one is the own platform. So the own platform is the list of the reality, but it's one of the most important powerful tool for you to grow. And also expect that when you want to build the own platform, every own platform gonna take a lot of time. So for example, if you want to use the SEO to get the traffic, then you need to expect that, for example, the SEO gonna take you at least like 2 years to actually build everything and get the result. But then for the paid platform, you can just run the ad by money. The more money you have, and the more optimized you have, the more result you have, for example. Then this is something that you need to understand about the difference and the strength, the weakness between different platforms. And the process to set up everything is it's gonna including around 6 steps. The first one is the planning. The planning is which is the digital marketing that I'm just working with you right now. That we need to have the customer experience. We need to know that which channel wanna serve for this state and what is the role of this channel in this state. For example, in even we're using the website for every touch point, right? But then the role of website in the first stage in the first stage is how we can handle the traffic. But then in the conversion rate is how the UX, the user experience and the user interface can be very beautiful or engaging. And in the convert state, how the website, the role of the website is how we can convert the people and how the sign up gonna appear, how we can convert the people into call to action, for example. Then after you planning, the second step is you set up. So the setup is the part that I'm just talking with you right now. That you need to start with the O, and then you go with the pay, and the last one is the earn one. And it's gonna require you a lot of technical understanding and knowledge about how you're gonna set up stuff. So in this case, it's gonna be happen in the upcoming time when we're gonna talk about set up every platform. But basically you set up everything and then you set up the content also. The next step is we need to do the testing, the A/B testing. So basically, the A/B testing is we need to know which content or which type of which type of content on which type of platform gonna be the best for you. So it's because it's like you're gonna have the when you run the social ad, right? You're gonna have the ad A and the ad B, and then you run in the same target audience. But then after a time of running the ad, you see that the A is not performing well, but then the B is performing well. Then you're gonna use the B, and you're gonna replicate the B, or you're gonna changing the content of the B1, or you can changing the content of the A1, or you can changing the KPI. Look into the KPI of whether the content is relevant, whether the method is relevant. For example, then we can find which one is the best in among all of the how to say all of the content we deliver. So after we testing, we're gonna know which one gonna work the best and which one is not working well. So in this case, you're gonna have the direction for the content strategy, and this is why we need to based on the data to have the content strategy. And next, when you have the content strategy, it's the time for you to optimize. So it's basically that you're gonna improve the KPI and improve the content. So improve the KPI is based on the data analysis. You're gonna see, okay, right now the conversion rate is so low. How I can improve this conversion rate? Is there any wrong in the tactic? Is there any wrong in the channel is not running well, for example? And optimize. The second thing in optimize is content, because the content and the experience for that content in the thing that design whether it's optimized or not. Later, when you already optimize and okay, this is the one that giving you the best result that you expect, then it's the time for you to scale up and duplicate. It's like when you go fishing, right? When you go fishing, you're gonna have the no, this example is too complicated. But then basically after you do it's good and then you scale it up, okay? I mean like duplicate into different things so that you can reach out more people when you know that okay, this content and this kind of platform gonna work the best. And last but not least is measuring. And then after measuring, you always need to go back to see, okay, after you measure, what is the problem? The problem is because we are not testing well. The problem is not we are not optimized well, or is it because we are not scale up well? Then we need to improve, keep improving, and then keep measuring. So this stuff gonna happen again and again. And this is the basic KPI for customer experience. It can be very different in different platforms. But for example, you can see that in the awareness, right, we're gonna focus in enrich impression. And second is the open email rates. And then we also gonna measure the traffic. How many people go to your website? How many users? Whether the traffic from the social is good, the traffic from social here is a social ad, or do you have many people follow you in Instagram or Facebook or not? In this case, this is not a standard one, but then I can recommend for you which one is a good one and which one is not so good. So for example, like impression is gonna be very depend on how much impression you want to achieve based on the conversion rate. But then for the open rate of the email, like you can see here, low is 10, like normal is around like 20, and high is 30 or even more. If you can achieve like around this one, then which means your awareness with the email is working well. And the traffic and the fan follow gonna depend on your goal also. So they are not a very fixed benchmark, but then you're gonna calculate based on the conversion. The second is engagement. So in engagement, like we just talking about that, we're gonna use the old platform so that we can increase the engagement, right? And also in the ad, we're gonna see whether the ad gonna engage with us or not. Then the key KPI for the engagement is the click through rate and the cost. We also can check other smaller KPI about the page growth, post interaction. We can see about the page session time on slide. This is for the website. I can show you example. Like for example here. For example, if the click-through rate is like below 5, then it's not good. But then the normal one is like around 10%. This can be changed different in among the country. And the cost per impression or cost per clicks or cost per action or any kind of cost gonna be depend on the country benchmark. So you can look into, for example, in Malaysia, the CBM, the benchmark of CBM is around 5 ringgit. Then if you are above the benchmark, which means you are over budget, but then how you can make your CBM below the benchmark, like below 5 ringgit, for example. So this is something that you can check based on the report of the Facebook or the Google in the country. And engagement, for example, in the engagement, you can see that the paper session is when they go to your session, when for someone who have the website, if you can see that the customer is clicking 5, like they keep seeing 5 page in one time. One session is one time of going in the website and going out the website. So if in the whole time they watch 5 page in your website, then which means your website have a good conversion engagement. The time on the site also, like you're gonna have people stay here long or not. And the bounce rate is like people come to your website, but then people don't check much and then people go out. Like if the bounce rate is more than 60, then which means it's dangerous. Yeah, and the rest is gonna be depend on your KPI. Okay. Yeah, and acquisition it depends on the in the product. So for acquisition for the product, you gonna measure by cost per action, which is the how many people got signed up after they experience everything. So it can be cost per action. He can be cost per lead that Rivit just mentioned, that you measure by the lead one, or for the people who apply for joining asset, it can be like finish the sign-up form for joining asset, for example. And it's also gonna showing you in the conversion rate of sign-up to apply or number of sign-up. But then this is not the direct KPI. This is the indicate KPI that can show you that whether you are acquisition well or not. And the earn is mainly about the community engagement or the search ranking. And also there gonna be a lot of other KPI depend on your platform also. Okay, and after you already analyze everything and after you already analyze everything and you gonna analyze everything and then design everything, then the last step is we gonna connect everything in a map like this so that we can show whether we are optimizing or not. So for example, if we see that the engagement rate is low, then we need to look into whether are we doing not good in the website, or are we have a very complicated digital experience. Like we ask them to go to this channel, and then after this channel they're gonna go here, they're gonna go there, 3 steps and then they go to website, then it's gonna be make the conversion rate very low, for example. But then for example, in some I can show you one example. In the past, when we see that the conversion rate from the conversion of sign up is very low, then we're gonna put the sign up link, the sign up form appear directly in the first page of the website. So we cut down the smaller step, and when we cut down the smaller step, the conversion rate increasing, for example. Yeah, so that's how you're gonna set up and optimize, and you're gonna know when are you perform it well or not. So now I want to ask, do you have any question you want to ask further relate to this? We only have like few minutes left. All good? I'm good. Nice. All good? Okay. How about other people? Is there any part that you have a concern? Wave, right? Okay. So I assume that you are you are clear on this part. The next part is the last part is when you already have when you already have the whole ecosystem, and when you already connect to each other and you measure everything and you also scale up, then the last part is you need to see you need to prioritize that which channel that you want to develop now and which channel you're gonna develop later, because we don't have a lot of capacity to do everything. So I would recommend you that you can design your development, your milestone in any way that you want. But then I can recommend you for this one. So you can go to the link here, and you can see that, for example, you want to do a development plan for your entity. And you see that right now you don't have capacity to do short ad, for example, right? Then you're gonna put, I can say here for the short ad. So the final goal that you want to achieve is, for example, you're gonna get how many people click into you, and from the here you're gonna get how many traffic, for example. So you can design your KPI for every platform, and if you want to have a very clear development, you need to be very specific. For example, final goal by 2021. Yeah, I hope Corona gonna over it this time. And this time you want to see in the social, how is the social, go for the social, the CBM, the performance, for example, and how many you want for the Facebook. I would say, for example, how many followers that you want to have, or engagement rate you want to have to achieve in this time, for example. Then in this part, like for example, in here you cannot do it right now, then you're gonna start the planning, and then in the summer you're gonna start to set up the SEO, so that in the upcoming time you're gonna have the time to testing and then optimize later. So this means that by the end of winter 2020 you're gonna finish the plan for SEO, and then in the summer 2021 you're gonna start setting up and then testing everything, so that in the winter 2021 you're gonna start optimizing it. But then if there any platform that you already in the process of, for example, you already have the Facebook, right, and you already set up it and it's already in your place, then you want to see that by the end of 2021 you're gonna already in the process of optimize the platform, and then in the 2021, which is your next summer peak, you want it to be scaled up, for example, and in the winter 2021 you want it to be 100% of the Facebook ad or the Facebook performance is measured correctly and connect to Google Analytics, for example. So, and also let's list down what is the budget and the extra that you may need from here. So I would recommend you that you can duplicate, you can use this one or you can use your old one, it's fine. In your in your old platform or in your old page. But then you can see very clearly that how much you want to develop, and I can give you the fix. And I would, and if anyone that you want to start building this stuff, I would recommend you to finish by the end of this month, because I think it's not gonna be very difficult. So that yeah, so that I can give the feedback for you at the end of this month. Okay. Finally, for the dashboard. So finally, for the dashboard, in here I already created a dashboard for you about the progress. And this is not the construction right now, but then later on, when you finish any kind of platform, and before any kind of project call, let's come here and update this one in the monthly, so that I can see what is the progress of every entity here. Yeah. Okay, so this is gonna be the construction later, but you can see the progress dashboard here later. Okay, yeah, so that's all for the working space today, and that is also the final call to action. Next week you can ask, okay, you can leave now, or you can stay to ask me the question if you have any concern. And next week we're gonna have another training, so if you want to change the timeline, you can also robot here. And if you have any concern related to the topic next week, you can also robot here, like which platform you want to learn in the next phase. Okay, now. Oh, nice. Thank you. Bye bye. Nice. Bye bye, guys. Thank you. Good. Bye bye. Social media group.
Okay. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Like it can be like the next week topic, or like not very that urgent. Like kind of like community marketing, like at Facebook group. Like for Isaac and Myanmar. Yeah.
I see. Facebook group, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I will prioritize this. Then I will see if next week we need to see to do the old platform first, or do the community first. Yeah.
Okay.
But I
Thank you
can
so much.
Okay. Any other concern question? Bye bye, guys. I have MC check out, so I will both 4 p.m. Oh, you mean like 1 hour earlier, right?
But I mean, 30 minutes later. 30.
Okay, now I think I can do one thing. I can ask people for the slot, and then